Good evening, everybody. Back again. Amit is on his way. He is finishing something up. He'll be here very shortly. Please take a moment and read the disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I am also not too late, Fiorillo. It was 9:45 when I started the video, and I will argue that it is 9:45 right now, even though it is 9:46. Please pause this. Please read this. Take everything I say and Amit says with a grain of salt. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. So, finished writing my article on Alphabet. Hopefully, it will go through the process and come out tomorrow. And I was doing some research and did not realize that Fed Vice Chair Michelle Bowman spoke today. So I went through the transcript, got some notes, testified before the House Financial Services Committee on the state of the banking system and regulatory priorities. And she made the point saying that banking systems remain sound and resilient with strong capital and liquidity and profitability. I mean, after this earnings season, what else are you going to say with where all the big banks and even a lot of the regionals came in with? She highlighted that competition from non-banks and push for regulatory clarity around digital assets and stablecoins, including rules for stablecoin issuers and the Genius Act. Hold on a sec. We have breaking news from somebody named Matty Money. I did not see him in the chat, but he asked a question to me. And we're going to do this right now. So Matt actually did something that's really cool, and we're going to show it right now. Got to make sure the sound actually... Matt, I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm not going to play it live. I am going to show it. Matt made a separate YouTube channel where he is streaming all of us, and he has I guess like a TV guide sort of thing with when everybody is on. I think he's still working on it, adding a few things with a bar graph on the bottom and live ticker, fear and greed, a whole bunch of other stuff. So we're going to put this in. It was a really good idea. He was talking to me for a while about it. Really interesting idea. So take a look at it. I believe it's going to run 24/7 and be pretty cool. So yeah, you can see whenever people are on. He'll be doing commentary on it, I believe. So let's see what happens. Really cool idea. Man of the people, Matt Money, man of the people. So let's get back to Vice Chair Bowman. Interesting enough, they were discussing debanking of crypto firms and discussing the risk that interest-bearing stablecoins could pull deposits out of community banks. I mean, maybe. We still got to see how all the stablecoins are going to work and how everything's going to work. We'll see. S&P, though, up 0.25%, 68.29. I mean, we are getting really close to 7,000 here. It's getting very interesting. We got a big day tomorrow, for me at least. We will see what Salesforce can do. They are reporting tomorrow. There's no major U.S. macro data today. The Fed cut is still expected to happen. Why is my... Maddie, you're welcome. You are welcome, Matt. Ever since I put WhatsApp on my computer, it's going off my computer, it's going off my phone, it's going off everywhere. So, did CrowdStrike report today, everybody? Oh, CrowdStrike's down 3%. Let's see what happened here. Did they freaking miss? So double beat. Revenue, not much of a beat. I mean, 10 million, but still 21, almost 22% year over year growth. EPS beat at 2 cents. See what the outlook is. This is something where if this retraces a good amount, obviously a lot of people would say, yeah, of course, if it retraces a good amount, we're going to buy it. But on a forward basis, I actually looked at this the other day. CrowdStrike is still so expensive. I mean, look at this. 81 times 2027 earnings. I mean, that's really freaking expensive. 63 times 2029. I mean, they're not putting up crazy growth. I'm not shocked that it sold off. I'm really not. But I do think cybersecurity is very interesting. I think Fortinet is very interesting. I actually wrote an article on Fortinet the other day, and I think they're in a really interesting position because they are a very strong hardware player for firewalls, switches, wireless access points, also known as WAPs. They also have a really interesting, not Fortnite, not the video game, Fortinet. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but really high-end cybersecurity company. They actually do a combo of hardware and software. They have a whole AI platform. They are basically the Cisco model. And look, as data centers, and this has been my argument about Cisco for a very long time, as data centers continue to expand, we are going to need more networking equipment, more subscription services for security, and these companies are going to do well. WAP, yes, wireless access point, WAP, WAP. Is that why is that funny? Is there like some inside joke here? ANET, thank you. ANET is also very big in that space, but this is a sector that I think could see. Yes, the WAP said WAP. I have no idea what that means, Carl, but I don't get it. I don't get it. You guys got jokes tonight, and I don't understand all the jokes. I don't understand the jokes. But anyway, I think that there could be some consolidation in cybersecurity. I wouldn't be surprised. And Fortinet took a pretty big drawdown, and they're trading at a very interesting valuation. So it's something that I had called quite some time ago. It ran, and then it got hit on firewall demand. And look, it's trading at a. I mean, look at these numbers. We just saw CrowdStrike's numbers. Look at Fortinet's numbers. So this company is really profitable, about 2 billion, if I remember correctly, 2.2 billion in free cash flow a year. And you got double-digit EPS growth. It's trading at 31 times this year's earnings. It's trading at 25 times 2027 earnings. So when I look at their financials, revenue's going in the right direction, good amount of growth, very big gross profit margin, operating income just over 2 billion on 6.5 billion of revenue. So what is that, like 38% or so, roughly? I mean, net income almost 2 billion. More importantly, when I look at the balance sheet, they have over 3 billion in cash on hand, and the long-term debt is almost non-existent, just under $500 million in long-term debt. So this is not a leveraged company. And here's the biggest part. Well, before I show you the cash flow statement, look at the chart. Big drawdown. It was trading over 100. Big drawdown to 74, and it started to rebound. Now, look at what this company's been doing on buybacks. And we're going to change this to a quarterly statement. Cash from operations, really strong. Their buybacks, I went down too much. I apologize. 1.86 billion in Q3. They slaughtered the buybacks, the largest buybacks they've ever done. Companies buy back shares when they see tremendous value. The management team at Fortinet sees a lot of value in this. I would not be surprised if it runs at all. So I'm getting interested again in this company. I mean, my shares got called away. So, is what it is. But this is a very interesting position right here. Let's see where this guy is. All right. He texted me. He's on his way. He's just running late. Listen, he's a busy guy. And I am happy that he takes the time out of his day to hang out with me. And the reason the episode is named with Amit, aka medium rare, because I do want everybody to know that he's no longer medium well. He's medium rare. So let's see. So we got Boeing. Boeing moved 10%. MongoDB jumped over 20%. I mean, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. MongoDB moved over 20% today. Let's see what happened there. I can already hear Dan Ives' voice in my head. MongoDB. Jeez. 22%. Wow, that's a big beat. That's a big beat. Okay. Now that makes me wonder what's Snowflake going to do. That's freaking huge. All right, so look, if MongoDB just did that, I mean, maybe this has got freaking legs. Maybe these companies have freaking legs. I wonder if anybody was talking about this on CNBC today or this sector. Oh boy, lightning round with Jim Cramer, sell Oklo. Yet no shit. What have I been telling everybody? The fact that company got anywhere near where it was insane. Come on. Oh, you know what? We got to talk about this. Dell Technologies co-founder Michael Dell, $6.25 billion donation to invest in the youth. Look, I am so thankful that he did this. I've been saying this for a long time. I wrote a whole thing about this a while ago, probably 2 years at this point. This is before Ackman was talking about this. And I was saying that it'll take 65 years to do this, or however long, 60 years. But with the amount of babies born every year, put 7 or 8 grand, you can even do 10 grand in a freaking retirement account in the S&P, and do not let them touch it. It'll cost you 20 to 30 billion a year, and that would have way more ROI than Social Security. Oh, we have somebody who will forever known as medium rare.
What's up, man?
Mr. Medium Rare. And I was saying the title of this show had to have your name and medium rare in it, because everybody should know you are no longer medium well.
Dude, that wasn't medium rare. That was blue.
That was not blue.
I had some blue steak. I don't know.
My shirt is blue. That was not blue.
Well, it wasn't medium rare. It was
Wow.
whatever's worse than that. It was dude, that was the rarest steak I've ever had. Ever.
It was really good though.
Yeah, it was good.
It was really good.
Oh, it was great. I didn't know I would like it that much, but once I ate it, you kind of can't look at the pink because that like freaks people out. But once you eat it, it's
because you know what? When you bite into it, it just explodes.
Exactly.
It just explodes.
Completely explodes.
It just explodes. Yeah, man, it was a really good dinner. Those guys are awesome. They're the best. So
it was fun. It was a good time. I'm happy we all got to meet. It was right before Thanksgiving, so no, it was a good time. It was fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go out before the holidays. I gotta figure out somewhere to take you.
Is it a new?
Yeah, I got two places. I'm debating which one.
Okay. Did you go to the same one we went to yesterday?
No, I'll tell you off stream where I went.
Okay, gotcha.
It's I really don't want to say it. It was the only thing I'm going to say is it was arguably the best meal of my life.
It was that good?
It was arguably the best meal of my life. Yeah.
What was it? With Porterhouse?
No, I'll tell you afterwards.
All right.
Anyway. Yeah, so I saw MongoDB exploded today. Big B. I mean, that makes me think that Palantir is only going to freaking go crazy.
Well, Mongo exploded, and I don't know exactly why they exploded, but they did explode. The thing about them is they said it wasn't because of AI. They said it was their core business is continuing to get a lot more momentum. So they kind of downplay the AI thing. But obviously, if people are willing to spend on SaaS, then that should be good for Palantir.
It makes me think that Palantir is going to have a monster quarter in Q4.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how they don't. Like, I think they're gonna keep executing, and the market's gonna decide if they want to continue giving them a premium and staying long, like their execution. Because I think you're betting on Palantir's execution even more than their growth. You just believe that it will continue. And so, yeah, I think Q4 is gonna be a good one. I think 2026 should be good, and the more they grow, the more it's hard for the market to deny that they are the AI player when it comes to software.
No, I think they've already solidified themselves as the AI player.
Yeah.
It's hard to say they're not.
No, I agree.
Really hard to say they're not. Michael Dell. So I was just saying that I'm very happy that he made this huge donation. And I think that this is the way to go. With the amount of money that we spend on things, put 10 grand, and I know it's not 10, but I'd rather see 10 grand in every account for every child born in the US. And in 60 years from now, we won't need Social Security anymore. They should have been doing this a long time ago. And then, yes, the next generation is going to have to pay into Social Security. You would not pay into Social Security once that last generation is out and this generation is drawing down on those accounts. But this is the best way to do it. It costs you 20 to 30 billion a year. That's it to do this. And you look at the ROI on 65 years of 10,000 being in the S&P 500, it is way more money than you'll withdraw from Social Security.
Do you think this actually could replace Social Security long term, though?
Yes, but it would take 65 years.
No, but like it also depends on the market actually performing for the next 65 years.
Well, right? You have 100 years worth of data right now.
That's true.
It's not like we have 5 years worth of data. I mean, yes, there's going to be down years and whatnot, but on 100 years, or when is it going back to 52? The average is 10.5%, 10.6%. So I mean, you do the math. You look at the largest amount that you can take on Social Security if you're a high earner. It's like $4 or $5 a month. You're not drawing out nearly as much as you would have in this account. It would just be so much better. And it would not only be better, it would incentivize every single child, no matter what your situation is, where you grew up, what your education level is, to own a piece of the American economy. And it would make everybody theoretically have to be bullish on America.
Yeah, and if the markets don't perform over the next 65 years, then we probably have bigger issues and Social
Got way
Security.
bigger issues.
Yeah, and look, we got to try some type of solution because Social Security is going to run out in like the next 15 years or less than that, unless they increase taxes or they decrease benefits. It's one or the other, or honestly both. So it's a flawed system. Or they could print money, but like if kids that are born today in 65 years don't need to contribute some of their income in the same way that we're doing, I mean, maybe that really is a fundamental shift. It would just be using the market as the basis for that to happen.
Yeah, I want to address one thing in the comments. So somebody said, Steve actually thinks the U.S. government wants wealthy Americans. Really think about it. The U.S. government wants everybody to do as well as they possibly can, because the more money you make, the more they generate in taxes. Like, they want tax revenue coming in. So in order to do that, you need productivity levels to be up and people to make more money. It's just 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the U.S. government will always care more about shareholders than anything else. And the more people that are shareholders, it's not like the government's telling you they care about you. Every single action they have taken since the beginning of time has been more geared towards the shareholder, has been more geared towards the employer versus the worker.
Oh,
Like
they may not care about you personally, but they sure as hell want you making more money so they can tax you.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the question there, or the comment there. Like, they want you to make more money so they can tax you. That's it.
Yeah, and look, if every single kid becomes a shareholder, I mean, intrinsically, they're going to have the government on their side, at least from that perspective, because most policies are geared towards making sure, because shareholders are the ones that create the employment, that put the liquidity into the system, that actually buy up assets. Like, you need those people to do well, and Trump knows this better than anyone. So I think these are going to be a big success, and I think it's great that it's the one thing in this administration, if nothing else gets done, the fact that this came together on a bipartisan basis, I think is really important.
No, I'm really happy about it because I want everybody to be a shareholder. I want everybody to be in the market. And I want people to have the idea that they're going to be okay in the future. And owning a piece of the American economy, the S&P 500, is a great way to do it.
Yeah, and also I was saying the story in the morning. I was walking in New York City on Saturday, and I saw an SL Green building. And I don't own the stock, but just the idea of
did you walk past One Vandy?
I don't even know what I just saw.
I mean, you were at Bryant Park, right?
Yeah.
And you walked down 42nd. You looked to the left and you saw the huge building right there.
I couldn't really tell you. All I know is that I saw SLG and I thought of you. And I was like, the idea of knowing you own a part of that building, even if you own one share, is very empowering.
Yeah, whenever I drive into the city and I see the skyline, and look, I sold the majority of my SL Green, but it's just so impressive looking at the New York City skyline. And look, SL Green owns the best buildings in the city. I mean, check this out. And I'm actually going to be looking at them again soon. Look at this freaking building that they built, One Vanderbilt.
Wow. It's
insane.
It probably was this building that I was by. I mean,
you walked right past this.
Yeah, I probably walked right past this. Just
like where you were, you walked right past this.
Yeah.
It's this huge freaking skyscraper right here. But they own so many freaking assets. It's insane.
And just the idea of knowing that you are participating in the ownership of something outside of your income is so incredibly important. And, we always talk about how schools don't teach financial literacy. This idea of the America accounts is like one of the gateways to financial literacy. It's a big
I
deal.
agree with 100%. And you know what? It makes everybody a shareholder. To me, that's the biggest thing.
It also helps the older generation dump their bags. Someone's got to buy your Microsoft stock in 10 years, right?
Somebody's got to buy my Microsoft.
That is, the craziest thing about the stock market is that when you sell something, someone has to buy it.
Yes.
Whether it's a market maker or whether it's another, but like when you sell a share or you buy a share, you're buying from someone, you're selling. So, I mean, eventually when you want to retire, or when anyone wants to take profits, they need someone on the other side to believe that Meta at 1,500 in 8 years is a good deal, even if you bought it at 600.
Did you see OpenAI's Code Red memo?
I did.
What do you think?
Well, I subscribed to GPT today for the first time in 5 months.
May I ask you something?
Yeah.
Because I subscribed to it last month.
Wow. Okay, so what's your reason?
I wanted to see for myself if Gemini was better than it.
Okay, my reason was because Grok has been starting to not be that good.
Grok has sucked for 2 months.
GPT has nailed memory. They know everything about me, and they can contextually apply questions I've asked them in the past into new answers. And that's really valuable because I don't have time to re-explain a concept to them.
Did you turn thinking mode on?
In GPT? No, I don't think so.
Oh, dude, go into it. Go to how in Grok you can toggle it on the bottom?
Yeah.
Put thinking mode on instead of freaking whatever the normal setting is and just command it to do something. Watch the horsepower. I'm telling you, I don't know why everybody's on this bandwagon that Gemini is better than ChatGPT. It's not. It's not.
I haven't used it enough to say, but it's not I can't describe the feeling of going into ChatGPT and asking a question. That feeling is not there yet for Gemini. Maybe it's because I haven't used it enough, but it's good. I don't know if I would.
Gemini is good. Don't get me wrong. It's good, but the stuff I've been asking ChatGPT, and then I ask the same thing to Gemini, the answers I'm getting from ChatGPT are better.
Yeah. I mean, look, these are pretty damn good models, but the code red means that Sam is thinking, hey, our model needs to be even better than Gemini 3, which means there's just going to be a lot more competition.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's a good thing at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree. Alphabet's putting a lot of pressure on them, and they have the profitability, they have the chips, they have the internal bandwidth with cloud. ChatGPT has a lot of expenses that Alphabet doesn't have, which puts them behind the 8 ball. So their only chance is to make a better product. Otherwise, they're screwed.
Yeah, and they don't have any monetization outside of subscribers. Whereas the one fear I have about the LLMs is that what if Gemini just stays free for the next 5 years and completely undercuts every other model?
Yeah, but it's not really free because how many people are paying $20 a month like me for the Google package because you need more storage on their drive, which gives you the bigger Gemini and Notebook LM platform.
That's fair. And also Google can't keep it free forever because they need to show a return. So, they can't just give it away to undercut people because they need to justify their CapEx. So that's fair.
Keep in mind, I'm a Google shareholder. I think they make a great product, but I got to tell you, I do think if you ask it the same thing, most of the time, I think ChatGPT is better. Now, Grok, I thought was the best for a period, and then it went downhill.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened with Grok, but it's not good. Like, there's some very specific scenarios of asking questions between Grok and GPT, and like it's just not good. And I finally subscribed to GPT. I was like, I need something that I can use every day. And Claude I use for some other things, but GPT is just way better.
So the one thing I haven't done, I haven't actually programmed a GPT or done that type of thing. I'm just using the pure LLM at the moment. I got to look more into building out a GPT because with the subscription I have. I think I get a couple of them.
Well, I pay for 3 of them now, so I guess I'm just gonna always pay for these 3.
I mean, I don't think we have a freaking choice.
Yeah.
I don't think we have a choice at this point. And look, it's starting to make my life easier because I'm able to, because I do so many things, it can give me a breakdown of what I need to know for certain things. It makes catching up on the market a lot easier.
Yeah, it just makes everything more efficient. So the question then becomes, is the 70 to 80 bucks a month worth that efficiency? And like the answer is yes. I guess the second question is, are there enough people in the world to pay for it?
Where you get 70 or 80, you're talking about from the 3 platforms?
Yeah, like 20 bucks for all 3.
Yeah, but most people aren't paying for X. You and I are because of the X distribution.
That's true. I would not pay for Grok if I didn't pay for X.
100%. Same with me. So you can't look at it like that. You got to look at it as take that $40 out of it, as most people are not using it as a platform for content distribution. Would you pay for ChatGPT or Gemini or both? And I think at a $20 price point, a lot of people are going to pay for one of them.
They're going to have to pay for one of them. They're going to have to. It's going to be really hard to imagine that. But again, people across the entire world might not, because the disposable income is not there. And that's why the whole advertising thing came up. But maybe Altman's realizing ads are not the priority. I also wonder how they're going to incorporate ads, because that means when you start asking deep questions, what, they just pop up an ad? Like it's going to have to be very nuanced.
Why can't they put it on the side?
No, it's
Why
just like,
can't they
bro, when
put
I'm
it on the
talking,
side pane?
because that's ass. I don't want to see a side panel of ads when I'm having a personal conversation. Like that's
Yeah,
not the user experience
for
we've been.
Free version, you have a side pane, and then for the premium, you don't.
Well, here's the question: Do they put ads even in the premium?
I would hope not. That kind of defeats the purpose of paying for premium.
I want that to. We haven't talked about that, because if I say I'm looking for a hotel to stay in New York and I pay for it $20 a month, like that's still a great query to give a sponsored post, regardless of if I pay or not. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, Gemini's gonna have to figure this out as well.
I think a lot of people are going to pay for this to have kids. Think about it. Like, I got to tell you, I know a lot of people that think the new style of math that's being taught is crazy. How much easier is it just to ask ChatGPT to tutor? You know what I mean? There's a lot of things from school that these things are going to be used for. So,
yeah, education is, I don't know what the future of education is, but AI is going to play a big role.
Well, look, I still think Alphabet's a way better investment than ChatGPT. I don't see how ChatGPT is worth 500 billion or even a trillion. Doesn't make any sense to me. But Alphabet, I just did an article. I'm downgrading it to neutral.
Did you put out the article yet or no?
I think it's going to come out tomorrow, but okay. I just submitted it not too long ago. Great company. But look, I'm going neutral because I was very bullish at 150. I don't think the firepower is there anymore at 25, 26 times forward. And I think it's trading at fair value. And now's the time just to hold it and reap the benefit. I'm not saying it's going down. I just don't think it's doubling from here anytime soon. I think it's just going to replicate the market for a little bit. And I'd rather be buying NVIDIA or Meta at this point than Alphabet. I think Meta is in the position that, and NVIDIA is in the position that Alphabet was.
Okay, so then I guess the broader question here is, if GPT is not worth $1 trillion today, what could they do to make it worth $1 trillion?
Well, I think the first thing you got to do is generate some revenue. I mean, not some profit. I mean, how do you have a $500 billion company that's not profitable? I mean, come on.
I mean, I don't think that's necessarily the case. If they're growing at 1,000% a year, I don't care about profits. Like that growth is way more exciting to me. I just don't think they're going to be able to keep up this growth rate because what are they selling outside of a consumer subscription?
And is it going to be that much better than Claude and freaking Gemini and Grok, where people are ultimately going to always pay for this? I don't know the answer.
So then, like, if we forget about profitability, what could they actually do to keep growing? Is the better question, because I don't see it right now.
I have no idea, unless
a physical device.
But what would you buy from them that's a physical device?
Dude, they hired Johnny Ives to build some shit. Like, I still wonder why the hell they did that, because I don't think, I'm not bullish on the glasses. What are they going to build? Like, legitimately, what could they build that you use every day more than your phone? I don't see it at all.
I don't see it at all either.
If it's not glasses,
I truly don't see it.
Yeah. Do you trust Sam Altman to come up with a new form factor for how we interact like that? Like, I don't know if he's the guy is he Steve Jobs? Because that's what gave us the iPhone.
I'll trust freaking Zuckerberg before I trust freaking Altman.
Me too.
Even though the freaking glasses event was a bust.
Glasses in general are a bust, not just the event. You won't admit it yet.
I'm not going that far yet.
I don't know why you're not going that far. Like, no one uses the glasses, but you can keep convincing yourself, just like the metaverse, that there's something there. There's nothing there. There's just not. Like, it is a sad sort of fairy tale the Meta shareholders tell themselves, like, oh, well, the glasses. Like, no one.
You're not a Meta shareholder yet?
I am, but you guys that have been in since IPO think that people are going to wear glasses every day instead of use their phones. It's like, that's not happening.
I have to tell myself that.
But same thing with Meta. All they do is ads. Like, these are, like, I think the one thing the bears have on the AI trade is, where are the use cases? And the problem is they're too skeptical too early. But nonetheless, that skepticism is legitimate. Like, what are the use cases? At least from a consumer perspective. Like FSD, robotics, enterprise workflows, that's different. But what are we going to be using every single day outside of the chatbot? Which in and of itself is a massive reason why NVIDIA should be worth $4 trillion. But for NVIDIA to be worth $8 trillion, there's got to be that next thing.
All right, here's where I'm at with this. All right, so I'm on Meta's website right now. I'm not happy that this is still huge on your face. Okay, as a shareholder, I would have wanted the glasses to be able to see everything that the VR things are doing, because I would rather just wear glasses the way I'm wearing glasses on my face and watch Netflix in a 200-inch freaking screen. That's what they need to figure out. And Meta will explode. I mean, seriously, who is not going to freaking, if you have sunglasses on, like legit glasses that you and I are wearing, you wear glasses all day, I wear glasses all day. It does not bother us. So if you're able to have glasses where you look into them and you're basically looking into a movie theater,
it's not
to watch TV, that'd be awesome.
No, that's not a thing. That's not a thing.
It's going to be a thing.
It's not. No, it's not. No, that's not. You've been saying that for 2 years, Steve. That's not real.
I know, and I'm going to keep saying it till it's a thing.
No one's putting on glasses when they can just watch a big screen TV.
If you could have an entire movie theater right there, I mean, come on.
I don't even think the experience would be good if you're that close, literally in your eyes.
No, but it would be out in front of you, the whole thing.
So it's a holographic movie theater.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That's not a thing. That's not going to be a thing.
I'm
putting my foot down. That's not happening.
I can't sell you on this.
I mean, Zucks has tried multiple events to sell us on this. It doesn't work.
Freaking Zuck.
And by the way, I would love to believe in this, because that means there's going to be a lot more chips in the glasses, a lot more economic activity, a lot more jobs. There's going to be, like, if we actually create the next iPhone, there's going to be a massive revolution of use cases, entrepreneurs, etc. I just don't think that's it. I really don't.
So what stocks are you most excited about right now, other than Hood and Palantir?
Amazon.
Okay.
Really excited about that one. Been buying that one. Nebius, excited about that. The more I learn about it, doing a deep dive on Reddit soon. I have not bought it, but I am liking a lot of what I'm seeing. Let's pull up my watch list to see a couple other things. Oh, Verizon. I thought your article was great.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Amcor, like that one for the past couple months. I think that's going to be a big one next year as well. Honestly, I still like SoFi here. I still think SoFi hasn't made the move that people are waiting for.
Oh, the real question is, when the hell are they getting in the S&P? A lot of people do not think it's this week.
What do you think? Is this week or no?
I mean, the S&P does love financials, but I would be hard-pressed to see them getting in. We'll see. I don't think it's coming. I don't think I'm lucky enough for it to come right now.
I think that's, I wouldn't be surprised because like they deserve it and there's not that many other big names out there, but the S&P is not friendly enough, I think, to give it on your first go around. So, but I think it's very possible next year, and that should hopefully.
Oh, I think next year it's going to happen. I would say that. Let's get your opinion on this. What'd you think of Trump's speech today? You think Hassett's the guy?
Dude, he should be, but have you looked at the prediction markets for the Fed chair?
No, I have not. Is it still Waller?
No, it was
Did Bowman? I'm running out of bullets here.
No, let me pull this up. The thing is, it was Hassett at 80%, but then like an hour ago, if you share my screen, the no announcement by December shot up to 82%.
Yeah, so, but just because there's no announcement by December, that doesn't mean anything.
No, but this was, I thought, very interesting. The prediction markets had Hassett like dead in the lead. Now Hassett's at 15% because there's no announcement by December. But on Kalshi, without the 2025 stipulation, Hassett's the one who's winning right now. Yeah, I think it's Hassett. I don't know. It's not Waller.
If we get freaking Hassett, S&P 8,500 next year.
Yeah. No, if we get Hassett is Trump.
And that's not a joke, everybody. Like I'm legitimately saying that.
Hassett is Trump's guy.
Yeah.
Like legit his guy. He's not messing this up.
I like Hassett, and if he is the Fed chair, I think rates are going to 2%.
Yeah. 100%. It's so funny. Trump is legit just like taking his guy, stuffing him in there, and making sure these rates come down.
And remember, Trump's a real estate guy. He wants nothing more than low rates because low rates is how he built his empire. He understands the debt market. I want low rates for different reasons, but that's me.
If you are an asset holder, I think 2026 can be really strong for you if we get the rate cuts. And if you don't own like 2 weeks ago, there was all this bear porn about people saying you got to sell stocks, got to get out of the market. Now it's like, forget even the AI trade and the AI fears kind of not being as bad as they were a couple of weeks ago, but this administration is literally setting up to make sure if you don't own assets, you're going to be the one that's upset.
Do you mind if I go on a rant about what you just said?
Go ahead.
And please stop me if I go off the rails, and I want you to chime in on this. This is, I got to choose my words carefully. This is going to get clipped. I am so sick and tired of know-it-alls saying now's the time to sell stocks. Now's the time to sell stocks. Now's the time to sell stocks. You want to know why? Because they're probably not selling stocks. That's one. Two, okay? All these people that are screaming time to sell stocks, are they ever saying when to buy stocks is? So you can look like a genius for a month or two, but what happens when the market rebounds? Nobody tells you to get back in. All they do is fear porn. It is freaking crazy. It annoys the shit out of me. And think about it. You and I spent a lot of time during the spring talking about a lot of different topics regarding the Liberation Day, tariffs. You would call me because the markets were red. I'd be driving. It'd be like, I don't care. This is going to be fine. This is going to work out. This isn't a victory lap. It is legitimately the people that are telling you to sell stocks and the people that are being short-sighted will never tell you when it's time to buy again. And it does not matter what crisis we've been in, it always rebounds. And I know that I'm not smart enough to be able to time the markets. I can't call when it's going to top, and I cannot call when it's going to bottom. I sure as hell don't know when to get back in if I was to sell.
Well, see, I'm so happy you said that because you and me saw it in our chats over the past 2 weeks ago, where the amount of people that were so happy, like when I mean happy, that the market was down because then they could pick on people. They could put misery into the chat. They could spread toxicity. They could spam all these horrible, mean, negative things. They could say all these like disgusting, like things you just wouldn't say to someone if you were staring at them face to face because of whatever insecurities they have in their own life. Those are the same people you're talking about that will never tell you when to buy and that will never know when's the top, when's the bottom, because obviously 2 weeks ago was probably not the top for a lot of these names. And even if it was, then when do you buy back in? As you said, the average person that has a wife, kids, job, they don't know when to time the exact, like that's not practical.
I mean, can you time the market?
No.
And you spend more time watching the market than anybody I know.
The only reason I got Hood and Palantir is because the entire 22, like outside of knowing how to pick those names, which is more
that's not what I'm talking about. The point that I'm making is you legitimately watch the market all day long. I study the market at night and on the weekends. If we can't time the market, the average person is not going to be able to time the market.
Yeah, and the only reason Hood and Palantir were good buys in 2022 is because the entire market was down.
Yeah.
So like if you got Tesla at 100 and you think you're some genius, or Palantir at 6, it's like, no. You might be relatively smart for finding the company, but buying it when the entire market's down, like, no, you're not. Everything's trash. So just like you shouldn't feel like shit for buying Palantir at 200 and it falls to 150, because guess what? Everything fell.
Yeah, and these are the people that are trying to take a victory lap on one freaking day of the market being down for 2 days. Tell me how the market's going to be in 6 months from now, and if you're still going to be correct. It's easy to take a victory lap when things are going your way. It's a lot harder to call bullshit on things and have that conviction and then watch the investment thesis play out. And that's why a lot of people, and I always say this to you, I've been saying this for years, people are not selling their freaking retirement accounts. People that are in the S&P or a total market fund or even a target date fund, which I don't know why anybody would be in a target date fund, but a lot of people are because it's usually the de facto thing that they put you in. You're not seeing people freaking sell those the second the S&P goes down a percentage point.
No, not at all. Because first of all, where else are they? Like,
there's nowhere else to put capital.
And on the days where it feels like the bottom is falling out, like it felt a couple weeks ago, everyone wishes, man, I just wish I'd been in bonds or something safe or gold or whatever. But like on those days, it feels like it. Those days are not the majority of days. And there's a lot of macro analysis, which is what we spend a lot of time talking about, for why those days aren't every single day. Rates are a big part of that story. Like if rates are at 10%, yeah, maybe you want to be in gold. But if rates are coming down to 2%, that's a different narrative.
So I've been doing a study on bonds, and I've been putting it in a bunch of my articles over the past couple of weeks. And most recently, I put it in an article I did 2 articles today. So I think they're both going to come out tomorrow. And I done a study on if you were to put money in a 1-year note for a 1-year treasury, and rolled it over every year for the past decade, or just bought the 10-year. The 10-year gave you like 0.1% more yield, but it was nothing to write home about. And 10 years ago, I believe the 10-year was at I mean, hold on. I'll give you the exact number right now, because I have a lot of numbers in my head.
Yeah, I think 2 weeks ago when like a lot of people were just so happy. And by the way, markets don't need to have a good December. We could have a crappy December and those same people. But like again, where else do we go? What else do we do? And this is where I think a lot of people messed up in 2022 as well, because we had a bad year.
Who is saying T-bill and chill is stupid?
Yeah, I mean, like it's people say you're a perma bull or you don't know how to hedge or you don't know how to time the markets. Like, sure, you can say all that stuff, but 2022 was one of the greatest years in the past 10 years to buy stocks.
100%.
And if you had just been stacking your income in a savings account because you were so scared, and not to say you shouldn't care about like timing and entries and valuations and stuff like that, but when things are that bad, you don't cry about it. You realize that this is a global financial system, that if it's not literally falling apart, the only thing you can do is continue to stay in the game. Because unless you're born from a rich family, unless your parents own a massive business that you know you're going to get equity in, you either have a job to make money or you have equity in some asset, whether it's real estate, stocks, commodities. And most people can relate to buying a share of Amazon because they use Amazon every day. So you probably hold on to your Amazon for the next 10 years.
I had people coming to me telling me how smart they were and how great they felt because they were buying inflation bonds. And I'm like, you guys realize, like you realize that the first half of it is fixed, the second half is variable. You're not getting 9% indefinitely.
These are marketed in very interesting ways to get people's capital.
It annoys the hell out of me. And 10 years ago, if you bought a 10-year bill, the rate was 2.14%. So on every $1,000, you're generating $21.40 a year on your coupon. Have fun with that.
Yeah, that's not just trusting in America is a little bit better of a bet.
And if you're rolling over a 12-month every year, it worked out to like 2.11 instead of 2.14 because there were years you rolled it over at less than 1%. Right. Where rates were. And my thing is, you could legitimately just have put your money in so many other income yielding investments. The one that I would use was AMLP. And even though it was down 8% on the equity, you still generated with something like 62% yield profit at a 6.2% annualized. And it's just like, I get so annoyed at the whole idea of bonds for income because it's not smart to generate income doing that. It's just not. I mean, what are you going to do? Sit on the sidelines for the next 5 years and stay in a CD or a money market or bonds? I mean, come on. Now, building a CD ladder because you want cash on hand, I support that 100%. Money market account for cash on hand, I support that. But generating yield from the risk-free markets just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I just like the risk-free market. I also think those risk-free yield products are not for people that are actually trying to compound wealth. Like they're for people that have the wealth. Like when you have $10 million, yes, getting 4% a year is phenomenal because you have to do nothing. But if you don't have the 10 million and you have 10,000, like the 4% is just not doing that much.
Yeah, look, law of big numbers. If you have very, very large numbers, you're 100% correct. Bonds are for when you won the game and you don't have to worry about anything else.
Yes.
That's what it is. And somebody I was with last night said to me they just bought, I'm not going to say how much, but they bought annuities. And for them, it makes sense because they've won the game. Yeah. So putting X amount in annuities completely makes sense for them.
Yeah, I think it's about how do you get to that point in life, not how do you be fearful enough that taking the risk to eventually get to that point means you have to be not taking the risk today. Because again, like, and here's the other thing: everyone has you have to take you have to take a risk in life if you're going to have any level of compounding financial freedom. So the red days where it's ugly, I think the one thing we all forget is like, this is the risk we take to even have a chance in this game. Our friends and family don't have to feel this type of emotion because they don't play the game.
Well, I'll tell you how you don't get to that point: by buying 10 and 30-year treasuries.
Or by screaming about a bubble every 2 minutes because you think something doesn't look right here because you're the expert that's figured out how the whole system collapses. It's like,
oh, I got another rant for you. You ready? Hey, Michael Burry, no shit, Tesla's valuation doesn't make sense. No shit. Like, come on. You couldn't come out with something fucking original?
now that you say that, yeah, like that was his statement.
Like, really?
Like, Tesla's been overvalued.
Like, you're going to pick on Tesla now. Like, really?
Dude, first of all, he already lost his money shorting Tesla. So did so many other people. Like, this stock just trades on a different narrative. And for all the people that say, well, that's the fundamentals will eventually catch up, maybe. But for the past, 10 years, it's always had a premium against the market.
I got news for everybody. I was wrong about Tesla just like everybody else, but I wasn't crazy enough to short it. No shit, the valuation doesn't make sense. No shit, they dilute shareholders. But guess what? The shareholders of Tesla don't care, and Musk built the company on the back of diluting shareholders. And guess what happened? They do not have a massive amount of long-term debt because of it. And they are in the position they are in because of it. And Tesla's is the one company that has never traded by standard fundamentals, and it may never. And screaming from the rooftop now that the valuation doesn't make sense and this is your next big idea, there's tens of thousands of people that have publicly said that already. Like, do something original. Come on.
Also, people love Elon Musk. Now, people hate
him.
Love him.
They love him.
People do hate him, but they also love him. And he is the reason why Tesla gets a big premium. And at some point, shorts and bears have to acknowledge that the stock market is also emotional. There's people that just love Alex Karp.
And it's not like people like you and me. We're talking about people like Ron Barron and Patrick Bet-David, who have and Patrick Bet-David has come out and said, if Elon opened up investing for XYZ, I'm in. You have legitimate people who can just allocate a ridiculous amount of money that will buy whatever he's going to get into.
Did you ever see the email between Larry Ellison and Elon?
No, I don't think so.
Well, this goes to your point. So this is a lot of people probably saw this, but April 2022, Elon says, any interest in participating in Twitter deal? Larry, yes, of course. Cool. Roughly what dollar size? Larry's like $1 billion or whatever you recommend. Elon says, cool, maybe you can do 2 billion. Like, there's a lot of very influential people that like Elon, to your point.
Yeah.
When you can text someone that says, yeah, I'll throw in $1 billion. Like, yeah, you're going to have your company be relatively expensive to the market because people just like you and they want to be part of what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, Elon's got a circle of people around him that he can raise money from.
Yeah, and I don't know. Now, Burry's not short Tesla, but he did, and Fortune said he was short. They misquoted him, and so he had to come out and say, no, I'm not short. I just think it's expensive. And like that in and of itself is, I just think, so weird. Because like, then why are you talking about it?
Why are you talking?
You're not going to if you, the big short, are not going to put your money behind it, why are you just saying it to say it?
Like he wants to be that guy that he was back in 2008.
Yes, I really do think so.
The same way that I want to feel the way that I used to feel in 2008.
Yes.
I'm never going to feel like that again in my life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm older.
Dude, there's a lot of things in college I would love to experience again. Those are some of the glory days. And I think Burry is reminiscing so deeply. I mean, the fact that, like, if we can psychoanalytically understand what he's doing right here, he's starting a Substack, going on podcasts, putting out content for the first time in 15 years. You tend to do that stuff at an older age when you have things you feel you want to share. Why? Because you want to feel seen as a thought leader. I mean, Barry doesn't need to build his brand. He's built his brand. 2008, he built it. He doesn't need to become a content creator. He definitely doesn't need the money. So why is he doing this? He's doing this because he genuinely wants to put something out there into the world, probably because he's getting older, and he's probably missing the feeling he had when he was the guy.
We got somebody that started to quote Rounders right there. Fucking love it.
Dude, I need to watch Rounders again.
Such a good movie.
You know, have you seen The Gambler with Mark Wahlberg?
Pretend you didn't say that.
What is it? Mark Wahlberg's the guy, right?
He was in it.
Okay, so I'm asking.
No, the reason I'm gonna say pretend you didn't say that is because of course I've seen it.
I'm just making sure because I know that.
Like, I would love to play the freaking scene right now with John Goodman. You get up $2 million. You've seen the movie, right?
I've actually watched this movie 3 years ago. You can put it on the screen. I want to watch this movie again. It's been a while, but I love
it's not a great movie.
Yes, it's not great,
but there's parts of it that are really freaking classic.
Yes, 100%.
And John Goodman's 2-minute rant is one of the best rants for any normal person to live their life by.
Yeah, Rounders and The Gambler is something I'm going to watch again.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot of good movies like that out there.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I really do think he wants to be the person that is right when everyone thinks he's wrong. And what better thing to be contrarian around than what we've all kind of seemed to agree is the next big thing, which is AI. So it makes sense to be the contrarian here. Definitely gets attention.
Well, so from an attention standpoint, sure, but it goes back to technology has never stayed stagnant, ever. And we're at a point where Moore's law is shattered. Like, are we really going to sit here and say that with the AI and technological advances that we have right now, we're not going to freaking expand rapidly in the next 3 years with where we're going to be? They're going to use all this stuff to make new chips. Think about that.
Again, it's just 2 weeks ago when I'm scrolling through Twitter and I'm seeing all of this analysis around why things are bad. And then you just wake up a week later and the retirement accounts and the 401ks end up buying a little bit of everything. And you just realize there's nowhere money can go outside of into the stock market.
I mean, people were freaking out at a 5% drawdown, but they're still up 10 or 12% for the year.
Yeah, and a lot of people are up a decent chunk since Liberation Day.
Right.
So.
And it goes back to, back in 2021, you could throw a dart, and if you weren't doing 40, 50%, you sucked at investing. And that's a dangerous narrative because it shouldn't be that easy. Now, there's a lot of great companies, but at the same time, a lot of hedge funds over the long term are not going to beat the S&P. And a lot of investors are not going to beat the S&P. Now, people who do their homework will, but at the same time, getting a 10 to 15% return every year is still pretty damn good.
Yeah, and I think for the people that want the 1,000% return to get rich quick, A, it's usually not possible, but B, there's other things you can do in life to generate more income than trying to get that 1,000x return, because that's just not how long-term investing works. You might have an option that goes your way once or twice, but it's not usually that consistent.
It becomes way riskier.
It becomes way riskier. Yeah.
To do those types of returns, you're not getting a Robin Hood every year. It's just not happening. And to try to chase stuff like that, you start buying options, you start buying riskier options, you start buying options with less time duration on them.
Yep. That's what really messes. Once people start doing the weekly, because the return looks so attractive, but you have a week for it to play out. It's usually not enough time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I think that the bears are crazy. Look, you can call me a permabull. I'm a permabull because I believe in the American economy and I believe in great companies. And I believe that we're going to continue to have productivity gains. And are there going to be pockets where we have retracements? Absolutely. Are we going to have another recession eventually? Absolutely. I can't tell you when it's going to be. Right now, if we don't get unemployment under control, I think it'll be in the second half of 2026. But if we get unemployment under control, it may not be till 2027 or 2028, or maybe even 2029. So eventually it will come. But it's like the people that, and this is a good thing to look at it as, the people that are sitting there waiting for a 20% drawdown to get in. What if the market goes up 100 or 200% before they get that drawdown? Are they going to sit there and be like, oh, I got my 20% drawdown, I'm going to throw my money in, Well, you just missed 100, you just missed 80% or 180% on the move up. So by not investing continuously on the way up, you screwed yourself.
Yeah, and waiting for that drawdown is tough because once the drawdown comes, you're going to think you're a genius and you're not going to buy. Like, it's very rare to actually, and to give Burry some credit, in October 2008, he started buying. He realized, all right, it's time to buy stocks, because he's a relatively smart guy. But the average bear, you're not going to know when it's the bottom. So, I mean, the freaking 4,800, when you called the bottom on my Sunday Future show in April, like, if you were bearish, which we saw with the hedge funds, they doubled down on their short positions and they're selling that day because, they got scared. And retail was the one that was like, nah, this is bullshit. But if you're going to be bearish, when are you going to know that it's time to buy? It's very difficult to do that. So DCAing is at least how you keep some skin in there. Now, that doesn't mean you have to go crazy just because there's a 10% drawdown, especially on names that are still probably pretty expensive still. But it does mean you can't wait for there to be a 50% drawdown.
50% drawdowns are very rare.
Unless you're in something super high beta, right? Then it's like, that could happen.
I'm talking about just as an overall market, not individual names.
Yes.
It's very rare. Does it happen? Yeah, but it's very rare. I mean, the market has only had 3 sequential years on a drawdown 1 or 2 times in the past 4 decades. I mean, chances are, even if we have a bad year, we're going to have a good year the next year.
Agreed.
I don't understand the bears. I just don't understand it.
Because again, once you have a bad year, there's a lot of people that have been waiting to buy. And so they also start thinking, all right, like, which helps the market overall rebound. And now I think we're also underestimating the 2 things. Number 1, the wealth transfer. It's lots of money.
Oh, that's going to be crazy.
Lots of money's leaving Vanguard and going to Robinhood over the next.
I was just going to say that.
Number 2 is that more and more people, the stock market is becoming part of the cultural zeitgeist. More people care about a stock and what a stock is. Not as many that should, but it's definitely way more than 5 years ago.
Did anybody tell you that I gave you a lot of credit about something you'll never guess?
No.
So I think it was last night. It was definitely last night I was saying this. Surprised nobody said this to you. No, I'm sorry. It was Sunday afternoon I was saying this. I credited you and a few other people, but mainly you, with making the Fed cool.
Oh, well, it's J-Pow. He is cool, bro.
Because 10 years ago, nobody gave a shit about the Fed. Most people that invested couldn't even tell you who the Fed chair was. And sure as hell, nobody was watching these fucking Fed speeches. I can tell you that right now.
Dude, we have like 15,000 people that watch J-Pow utter. It's like in August, before he gave us the pivot and the green light when I was in Miami, someone who came to the meetup told me that he teaches an investing class and his kids were watching me stream J-Pow and they were like trading paper futures based on what he was going to say. Like, it is a legit thing.
It's amazing. No, but like, you've legitimized that and really helped make it where people have to pay attention to the economy. It's not just a price going across the ticker tape. Like, there are many other components, and I give you a tremendous amount of credit because you've evolved so much with your channel that you talk about that stuff all day long.
Yeah, there is a like, so in computer programming, you have to learn Python, for example. It's a language to be able to computer program. In finance, you have to learn how to understand Fed speak. You have to learn the relationship between bonds, inflation, the labor market, because
we're making this a shirt.
Amit made the Fed great again. Well, no, because when the Fed pisses people off, I'm going to get blamed for it. But like, you need to be able to know how to speak about these macro dynamics in the economy. And part of that means you need to research these concepts. You need to listen to other people that are smart talk about these concepts. But you also need to make it entertaining. Because if it's not entertaining and there's no passion in how you discuss it, people tune out because they are pretty boring concepts at the end of the day.
I have a question for you. When's the last time we had 2 consecutive down years in the S&P?
I'm going to say it was in 2002, 2003.
Correct.
Wow.
You're 100% correct.
That is what 8 hours of paying attention to the markets every day gets you. Because I just did a lot of analysis. That wasn't even a guess. There was actually some logic to why.
So it was 2001, 2002. We're going to say yes because
I was wrong then. You got me hyped up. I was wrong.
You were right because you had the exact time frame.
I didn't. I said 02, 03. 03 was a green year.
I'm saying that you were right because you said 02. Because technically 02 was the second down year.
No, I was wrong. That's
technically you were right.
Okay, I got 1 for 2.
So, but really think about this. Like, the reality is that the last time that we had 2 consecutive down years was 01, 02. And other than this stretch because of 9/11 and the dot-com, but like, let's not forget, it wasn't just the dot-com bubble, it was also 9/11. The fact that since then, we have not had another period where there was 2 consecutive down years goes back to the 70s. Okay? You're telling me you're going to sit out of the market. And you're telling me that you're going to be able to tell me when shit goes down by 38.5% when the market's going to turn and to get back in? You know what I mean? Like, doesn't make sense.
Dude, 2008 was ugly. That 38%, bro. Could you imagine if the market fell by 40% in this era?
But okay, sure, it fell by 38%, but think about this. Then it went up 23.5, 12.5, flat, and then you get 13 and then 30%. I mean, it's rebounded pretty freaking well.
No, I agree. It's just that one red candle down 40 is like that took away five plus years of gains, right? So
I get it, but we got it all back. And then you really think about it and you look at what this setup is. This setup right here, we could be going into the freaking 90s, man. We really could. Or even this stretch of the 80s. I really think so. I don't think that this is going to be a stretch where we're going to see a big drawdown on a full annual basis.
Yeah, I like, again, there's just too many narratives with more money, the Robinhood generation, more liquidity, more easing, AI. There's too many things, I think, to have those negative years. I mean, we would have to have years that are so bad it makes people want to leave the markets again, which I know many people have said in 2008. People just wanted to stop playing the game because of how bad it was. And I don't know if we have the dynamics to make that happen again.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, what we didn't have in 08 that we have now is such a heavy weighting toward index funds. Index funds were not a normal thing back then. They are normalized now. Like, you still had company pensions back then. You really don't have company pensions now. You have 401k and 403b plans. And the majority of that capital is going into index funds. It's much different now.
Yeah, and the debt we have as well. I mean, we really have to grow to be able to deal with our debt. Elon's 1,000% right about this. So I don't know, dude. And what, Trump's going to have a stock market down 30%? Like, do we act like, if we can just strip away the bullshit, do we actually think Trump will be president of this country and have a stock market that's down 30% 1 year,
No.
15%.
His ego's too big. He'll never let it happen. He'll do whatever it takes for that not to happen.
Dude, if you watch the cabinet meeting today, the first thing Lutnick started off with is look at GM stock, look at Ford, look at Stellantis. They were bragging about, like, maybe the next administration, there's going to be different rules to govern how they philosophically think about the markets, but this one likes the markets.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, who's even going to be on the tickets? I mean, I wouldn't be bragging about freaking Ford. I can tell you that much.
Ford's having a good year, bro. Ford's having a good
It's having
year.
a good year, but it's not having a good freaking 5 years.
Well, Trump's not worried about Biden, at least when it comes to Ford.
Have you looked at the past decade?
Look, I'm not defending Ford. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
It's up 35%. That's a great year.
Yeah, no, I get it. Year to date, it's up over 30%. I get it. I hope it keeps going up, but at the same time, you know, hard to invest in Ford even though I own it.
I'm trying to do a lot more research into Japan. I am fascinated with how they have dealt with fiscal and monetary policy over the past 30 years. And there's a lot of weird stuff they're doing right now. But Japan, I think, is the next big thing to at least take a look at. I don't think the carry-in trade is going to be that big of a deal, but it could be. So I definitely think that's something we all should be looking at as well.
I don't know if there's enough data yet for me to feel any sort of way about it.
Yeah, I mean, their bonds spiking is not great, but then again, there's some things to offset that via their stimulus. I mean, the past 30 years for Japan have just been crazy. Like the shit they did. At one point, 10% of their GDP was NPLs, non-performing loans, because the government was backstopping these banks that were giving shitty loans to businesses that had no business getting a loan, but they didn't want to admit they made a mistake. So for 10 years, 10% of their GDP were loans that were eventually going to go delinquent, and they bailed them out 10 years later. So they've had some very weird monetary policy, but they also are one of the largest owners of U.S. treasuries.
Oh, I'm about to say something you're going to get really excited about. On Friday night, I told the boys that I was 100% wrong about Robinhood. And after talking to two teenagers, and you know who they are, I am now convinced Robinhood is going to gain the lion's share of transferred assets. And
all right, so I've heard enough. When are you buying?
I'm not buying.
We all knew you would eventually come to this conclusion. That was obvious.
I'm not buying yet. But
dude, I really do think 120 and below, you have to start a DCA. Like, because then you're becoming the guy you just criticized for 40 minutes of the person waiting for the 50% drop.
100%. I am.
Now, if you really don't want to own the company, that's it. But if you're going to paint me a bullish picture for the next 10 minutes,
I'm not
buying.
I'm going to paint you a bullish picture.
So then you got to also give me your target.
Because the kids today are not using E-Trade.
Yeah.
They're not using those companies. They're using Hood. And for when they become the ones with the asset wealth transfer, it's all going to get taken off of Vanguard and BlackRock and go right into Hood. I am now convinced of that.
Okay, so buy it. Like, buy one share just to start it in because realistically, is it expensive here? Yeah, although if we, liquidity, rate cuts, all this stuff, you could make a case against it. But I don't know if you're going to get 85 that easily, dude. I really don't know if you see it. Now, is that a reasonable market cap for Robinhood? $85 billion? Yeah. But there's not that many good companies out there that are growing like them, that have the culture they have, and that you pay a premium for. So I think at least 110 and below, you got to nibble. But you're not going to, because I still think you just, as much as you love it, I don't think you love the valuation enough, which I understand.
I hate the valuation. I love the company. And I'm leaning toward actually starting a position because I'm starting to love the company.
Someone said I inherited $150K from my dad. It's all in Hood. Dude, this is so obvious. Like, this is so obvious. It wasn't that obvious at $8, and someone gave you a phone call, but you chose not to. But anyway, that's in the past. But this is very obvious. And what Well, what?
So for everybody that doesn't know what Amit just said, he called me when it was at like 725 and said, bro, just fucking buy 1,000 shares. He's like, you can afford to put $7,200 in this. Just do it. And if I did it, it would have been 100 grand.
I'll tell you the exact date because I know exactly the day that I didn't take your advice and I bought more after our
I was going to say, how the hell are you going to figure that out? And then after you finish the sentence, I'm like, oh, he's going to log into Hood and look at his buys.
Mono,
Like,
right now,
phone logs.
It was December 4th.
Yeah.
Well, price at Hood, I think was $850 that day.
It's under $10. I know that.
But so here's the thing, like it's so obvious that the wealth transfer is happening. This prediction market stuff, it is so obvious how fast that's going to grow.
Oh, prediction markets are so great.
And we can talk about that in a second, but it's also so obvious to me that the culture of the company, they're doing another event in December. Like, how is this not the most obvious company that will eventually become the one of, if not the most important financial, probably not the, because you know JP Morgan's out, but one of the top 5 most important financial institutions is going to be Hood. And you get to buy it at 100 billion market cap. If it goes to 500 billion, that's a 5x. Now, are you going to wait for it to go to 50 billion? Because I really, unless we get a 20% drawdown on the S&P, I don't think that's happening.
When's the event?
December 16th.
It's online?
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's in the S&P, correct?
I'm interested in what they say. I mean, look, prediction markets are going to be huge.
Dude, so, okay, here's a question. How huge do you think prediction markets are going to be?
You want the real answer or do you want the bullshit answer?
The real answer.
The real answer is it's going to change gambling so much that I think it's going to overtake traditional money line and spreads.
I think DraftKings and FanDuel are done.
100%.
I've done more and more research. I cannot legitimately understand anyone buying DraftKings.
So I'm actually going to break down the financials with you because I've been saying this for a while that I don't understand their freaking numbers because they don't make freaking sense.
Dude, I looked at their numbers the other day and I saw 3 million users. And I thought this company had like 30 million people. Robinhood had 1 million people use prediction markets in the past 9 months.
We don't even have to go past operating income. The fact that their cost of revenue, okay, is 328 million, and they have a gross profit margin, was that like 74% or so?
Yeah.
That area. I mean, that's got to be mid-70s, gross profit 815 and 1.14 total revenue. So that's got to be low to mid-70s for a gross profit margin. Phenomenal gross profit margin. And then they're spending $517 million freaking dollars on admin expenses. R&D, 114 million. Not going to beat them up about that. But what the fuck is other operating expenses at 450?
Where's marketing?
Marketing, I would assume it's selling, general, and admin.
That's what I thought. Because here's what I've concluded about DraftKings, and I've been like just understanding the industry more. The amount of money these guys pay to ESPN and all these other sports platforms,
it's insane.
It is. I don't see how these businesses legitimately survive in the world of prediction markets because the tech companies have the distribution, and now they have the users. And they don't have to spend $1 on marketing. DraftKings has to sponsor every ESPN talk show just to get people to be. And it's so cringe to see the ESPN hosts talk about basketball and then say, hey, guys, want to gamble on it? Like,
they've never turned. Oh, they turned it once. They did an operating profit one time. I mean, it's because, I don't know. I got to tell you, I don't understand this company. How they can it's gambling. How are you losing money being a freaking bookie?
Okay, so here's the other thing. Here's the other thing we got to talk about. And I was actually
like they're legit losing money being a freaking bookie. Like, come on.
Well, so this is the other reason I'm really starting to like prediction markets. I was talking to Gemini with this today. I was like using Gemini actually to paint me a comparison. And I was like, hey, Gemini, what's the real difference between a bookie and prediction markets? And it was just like prediction markets are peer-to-peer. which means if Steve and Amit bet on a contract and Amit loses, Steve wins, Steve takes Amit's money. There's a built-in VIG at all these sports books where they will profit no matter what. And if you lose, they profit more, the house.
Yes.
How is this not the...
Why do you think there's odds? -110, -175, blah, blah, blah. Yes.
Right. And so if you're betting on the Lakers game and the Lakers are favored 80% to 20%, that's not because there's some bookie that's just someone bet 20 cents, someone bet 80 cents. Like it is one of the most interesting like products I've studied over the past couple of years. And there's no house that is making it a predatory sort of like experience. Like if you lose because you're wrong on your bet, you're wrong. But it's not like some magical, like Kalshi's just getting a fee. Robin is just getting a fee. That they're just a brokerage transacting it.
Well, and I would say that, look, you can sell out of a contract on a prediction market at any point. You may lose money on it, but in traditional gambling sites, you can only exit a bet up until a certain point, and then it gets locked. Like and you can, it's much different watching the prediction market live action than watching the spread change. It's just completely different. Why do you think UFC did a deal with freaking Polymarket and they're freaking putting it on the Jumbotron?
Right. And for someone saying false, Kalshi is being sued for operating as the house, you've got to actually look at the lawsuit. Kalshi has a market maker to make sure there's liquidity. They're not actually acting as the house. Sometimes the market maker has to take the opposite side of the trade in order for there to be a liquid market. But that does not mean there is an ingrown incentive for them to win, because the fees are all that matters, not the actual. This is why Robinhood just created this new market-making subsidiary with Susquehanna. They want to make sure there's liquidity there, but that does not mean that, like, the market makers, especially like even when you're trading stocks, Robinhood, like if you buy a stock and it goes down and you sell it and you lost money, Robinhood doesn't really lose. Now, maybe you feel disincentivized to invest again, and that's how they lose. But they made a spread on you buying or selling. That's it.
Well, how about this? With sports betting sites, you can only bet on certain things. Polymarket, you can bet on anything. So you can make a market for anything. So if your interests are outside of sports, like if you bet on basketball, but you also want to bet on the economy or other things, and you start going to Polymarket all the time or Hood all the time, whatever it is, you're going to keep going back there to now bet on sports because you're going to be engaging with it for everything else. And that's the other reason why stuff like DraftKings is ultimately just going to bleed a slow death.
I agree. And Polymarket doesn't even charge a fee. I didn't even know that. That's why Polymarket, I think, is in a really smart position, because they do it all through smart contracts. They're like the best crypto Web3 product I've ever seen. There's like a real use case to what they're doing with crypto. So, and yes, Lunar is right that the bookies and the houses will limit you if you're winning too much. They'll ban your account. I was going through Reddit last night reading these stories, and people were like, yeah, I was winning too much on DraftKings. They banned me. I'm like, that's not that. There are, dude, people have to look into these predictions. There are people. Polymarket is a public leaderboard. There was someone I saw who's making $2.7 million a year betting on sports games on Polymarket. Because Polymarket doesn't care that he's made $2.7 million, because it's not their money. It's some other person who sucks at betting on basketball games,
right?
Football games. And so Polymarket's just in the middle. I mean, I really think I don't see a future for, or a profitable future at scale as a public company for a lot of these sports books.
Well, think about this. Casinos, what's the tagline? The house always wins.
Yes.
Have you looked at casino stocks? You would think that casino stocks should be doing amazing. Look at a chart of freaking Caesars or Las Vegas Sands. Like, they're not interesting.
What do you think about the argument that Robinhood's promoting gambling with these prediction markets?
Let adults do adult things.
Now, a lot of people don't like that argument that you just made.
Well,
people really hate that concept of.
I don't want SoFi to get into it because they are a nationally chartered bank. Okay. And my difference at the moment is Hood is not a nationally chartered bank. Now, I don't have a problem with it personally, but I think optically it would hurt SoFi's brand because of the national bank charter. I think Hood has built a brand around trading options. This seems normal for their brand, and I think there's nothing wrong with it. And I don't have a problem with it being alongside money that you're putting in for other uses, because if it wasn't there, you would just use the money and transfer it to another site if that's what you wanted to do. So Hood should be able to generate revenue from it. It's another revenue stream. I have no problem with it.
I don't know if it would really hurt SoFi's brand that much. Like the optics, I 100%. You have a 100%. You have a point, but I'm also just like, would it really hurt their brand if they say, "Hey,
I think it would." SoFi.
Hey, hold on. SoFi literally sponsors a football stadium.
Okay, but that's different. They sponsor a football stadium instead of using that advertising money on Sundays running commercials.
I'm just saying a lot of the other advertisements in that football stadium on the big screen are betting sites. Like it's not like they're
fine.
I mean, Noto likes
doing it also because of all the concerts and everything else there. There's several reasons. My point about this is Hood started as a trading company. Correct? I mean, they were known for
trading. You're right about that. You're right about that, yeah.
And they were known for options. And they were known for margin. But that's what they were known for. That's not what SoFi was known for. So I don't have a problem with what adults do, and I don't have a problem for Hood doing it, because I think it fits Hood's brand better than it would fit SoFi's brand. Now, if Hood did get a national banking charter,
they're never going to do that.
I think that it would be a very fine line where they should consider not doing prediction. But if they don't have a national banking charter, I think it's no harm, no foul.
I agree with you. On the optics, it might not look the best, but I think eventually JP Morgan's going to get into this, Goldman Sachs. Like, they're all money hungry. They're going to try to get a piece of this. And so banks are going to be in this market, I feel like.
Oh, I could see Goldman Sachs getting involved.
Yeah. So then what's the issue if SoFi gets involved? Like,
no, people aren't depositing money at Goldman as a bank. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
Goldman is an investment firm with a huge alternative asset investment arm, huge private equity arm. It just wouldn't surprise me. JP Morgan Chase under Jamie Dimon, I don't think that they're getting involved.
That's fair. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I just think this market's going to be growing so fast. And I mean, I think Vlad has so much planned for. I don't know what they're introducing on the 16th, but I think it might be a desktop version. That's my guess for prediction markets. Because once they introduce that, then you really get a lot of people that have like a full platform that's usable, like Kalshi and Polymarket. So I don't know. I think it's possible.
I mean, that would be freaking great, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, even Vanguard decided to now let people to buy Bitcoin on their platform. So, or ETFs at least.
I mean, freaking Vanguard.
Dude, my uncle the other day showed me his Vanguard account. I was just like, I was like, what is this, bro? Like, I do not think anyone 30 years or younger is ever going to even think of depositing money into something like that.
You're talking about like how freaking 1995 it looks in it?
Dude, it just looks like
the interface sucks. I know what it looks like.
It's like the yellow pages. I'm just like, what am I doing here? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, the wealth transfer is going to be big for them. Prediction market's going to be big. And I'm sure there's 3 or 4 more products next year that we aren't even expecting that are. I mean, this loan platform that SoFi has, I don't know why Hood can't do that. I feel like that's something that's very easily accessible for them. So there's a lot.
If there's one thing we know, Vlad is going to freaking roll products out, and he's going to be first to market whenever he can. We know that.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes, I know about the yellow pages. We had them. I'm not that young, dude. I'm 28. Like, I remember I had video cassettes and DVDs, and my first CD was Oh, I'm not gonna beat the allegation saying this, but Jesse McCartney, Beautiful Soul, that album was. I remember getting this physical version of that album. It's like he was Justin Bieber before Justin Bieber, but
I was gonna say I have no idea who the fuck you're talking about.
yeah, 2004, Beautiful Soul. But put in the chat if you know him, bro. That was one of the best albums of all time. Dude, what do you think Michael Jackson's best album of all time is?
None.
No, like if you had to rank his albums, which one would you
I
say?
couldn't even name an album. I could name maybe
Wait, hold
like
on. You can't name a Michael Jackson album?
no. I can name maybe like 4 songs. And the only reason I can name 4 songs is because if you can't, like, you've never been to a freaking stadium.
Steve, I feel like this is not good.
What do you mean?
I'm not even trying to pick on you. You can't name a single Michael Jackson album?
No.
Like, I don't understand pop culture, but you grew up when Michael Jackson was Michael
We
Jackson.
didn't listen to that shit.
What do you mean? You were in New York City. What do you mean you didn't even listen to Michael Jackson?
We didn't listen to that shit.
So when freaking Billie Jean, Thriller, Bad, the way
I can name those 3, and there's another one, some Diane song or something.
Dirty Diane, dude, what? I can't. But look, I'm not saying you got to be an expert.
So this is what I grew up on.
You couldn't name Thriller as the album. You couldn't name Thriller.
I actually did not know that the album name was Thriller.
Now, if you ask me to name a Metallica album, I can't answer that. But the difference is you grew up during Michael Jackson's time.
But this is what I listened to during that era. You ready? I grew up on Guns N' Roses, Def Leppard, Poison, Motley Crue, Metallica, Bon Jovi. That's what I grew up on.
Which is all great. But not having any MJ when you grow up, I couldn't believe that. That's the fact that when he died.
And then when I got older, we moved into rap and stayed with that. That's what I grew up on. I don't know. Like, then you had your alternative era with Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, which I'll tell everybody, Red Hot Chili Peppers, there's an argument to be made. They are one of the greatest bands of all freaking time. There is an argument to be made. And Mother's Milk is such an underrated album. It's unbelievable.
I also liked My Mother's Milk when I was like 5 months old. But the fact that you don't understand.
I can't believe that made me laugh.
Like, dude, how did you not like? I can't believe you haven't listened to Michael Jackson. Like, I don't know that. I didn't know that about you, dude.
Dude, I think I'm going to listen to some Chili Peppers tomorrow.
Dude, there's this one song. So the Red Hot Chili Peppers used to have a song that played during the WWE shows back in 2007. And that's how I got exposed to them as a band. Forgot the name of the song, but there was a very popular song they had. And that's how I found out who the Red Hot Chili Peppers even were.
I mean, I'm not sure what era that was, but
it was 2007.
Maybe Scar Tissue or freaking Californication.
I think it was California. It was California. I think it was
probably Dante. Well, there's Californication, then there's Dante California. I think. I mean, I
think it was Californication.
Yeah.
Dude,
everybody in the chat saying that Mother's Milk was Higher Ground, freaking unbelievable. Snow Hayo, like freaking the Red Hot Chili Peppers are fucking great.
Wait, is the song Snow Hayo goes, "Heyo,
yes.
This is what I say." Oh, that's the song that I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one. That got me. Dude, I haven't listened to that song in a minute. I need to listen to that song.
I mean, even though I'm the milkman, I'm not saying Mother's Milk is an amazing album because it has milk in it. Like, it's actually legit an amazing album.
Bro, look at this.
What am I looking at? What is this? Bitcoin?
Trying to go to 93, baby.
Bitcoin, let's go. So unfortunately, I have to be a Bitcoin bull now, right? I can't
Why?
hope that Bitcoin does nothing because Ethereum is just going to follow Bitcoin.
Yeah, anyone who says Ethereum's going to decouple Bitcoin, I don't think that argument.
Have you seen silver lately?
Oh, dude, I get a freaking text.
Remember when I was talking to you and I was like, listen, man, we should just buy a silver ETF. This shit's going to explode.
Dude, forget what you said. My uncle in India in October, I was with him for a month and he was like, bro, silver. He gave me a book on. So I was like, dude, I don't give a fuck about silver. No silver's here.
So I looked at getting, we do a game at the holidays with all these different gifts. So I was looking at getting fucking like 1 ounce Cougar ant. I'm like, Jesus Christ, when the fuck did a Cougar ant become $62? I was buying them for fucking $23.
I don't understand commodities. And he was trying to explain it to me. And I was like, bro, I can't put money into something. Like, I don't get it. I don't know.
You know what I don't understand? I've always wanted to buy fucking like the future contracts on oil, the minis and the micros.
Yeah.
And I've never done it because if you fuck it up, you have to take assignment of 1,000 barrels on a normal contract. And on the micros and the minis, it's 100 and also 10. Like I need to really look at it and understand it. I think that would be fun to trade fucking oil contracts.
I've never traded a single futures contract in my life.
Neither have I, but I want to learn how to do, like, I want to learn all that shit. The other thing, so I don't know if this is true, but I heard a story about somebody that bought a whole bunch of future contracts on the spot price of silver, and they were in either 1 or 2 ton increments. And if they expired without a buyer being found, the CME Mercantile Exchange would have to deliver you the actual silver, and they did it in order to get the physical silver without having to pay the freaking juice on the spot price. It's actually genius.
There's a lot of ways that I think the settlements of these contracts take place.
Like, why do we never look at CME Group as an investment?
You know they had an outage over Thanksgiving.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to their website for anything other than the freaking FedWatch tool?
Nope.
It's really interesting. Like soybeans and that, like you can get like anything on contracts on anything. And it's got a good chart. It's up 200% in the past 10 years.
You can share my screen, by the way. It's Bitcoin. Yeah, I think there's a couple other websites that let you buy some of these things as well. But yeah, CME controls a lot of that space.
Pork bellies. You know what that's from, Amit?
No.
Trading Places.
What is that? I don't fucking know what that is.
Wow. Okay.
What is it? It's a movie?
Okay. It's a movie about like everybody's getting on you about that. I'm not even going to stop them. Like,
well,
so
I don't know what the fuck. Like, what
look,
what's so special about this movie?
It's not a great movie.
Who's
It's not
Dan
the greatest
Aykroyd?
investing movie of all time, but it's something. If you're into the market, you got to watch it at least once. And I think I just heard Amit ask who Dan Aykroyd is. Did you really just ask who Dan Aykroyd is?
I know Eddie Murphy. I know Jamie Lee Curtis.
Okay.
I don't know who Dan
Aykroyd
is.
Oh boy.
The Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers, Ghostbusters.
Why did they make the Blues Brothers 2000? Like a remake of the Blues Brothers? What, bro? Nothing But Trouble.
Dude, Nothing But Trouble was so funny. Yeah, Coneheads. Spies Like Us was great.
Trading Places. What's the score on
Trading Places is a freaking.
It's only a 7.5 out of 10. I don't know.
It's a legit freaking stock movie, but you can only watch it once. It's not something you watch over and over again.
Is this Dan Aykroyd that's important? Like,
yes, he's a freaking.
He's top 10 all-time actors? Top 10 actors?
No, but he's a comic. He's hilarious.
Oh, he's a stand-up comic?
He's a funny guy.
Okay. 93, baby. Let's go back to 100. Let's go back to 100.
Oh, if this gets back to 100, I'll be very happy.
Bro,
I'm gonna buy some Bitcoin. I'm gonna buy some Bitcoin.
Literally, whenever this stupid thing starts pumping, everyone, including me, is like, it is Bitcoin. Might as well.
No, I'm gonna buy it, so I have to root for it.
No, but then you got to buy a serious amount of it, so it matters. You can't just buy $1 of it.
Like if I buy it, I have to root for it.
Dude, you got to buy like 10 grand of it to like actually feel like you care. So do I. I don't have 10 grand of Bitcoin. But every time I want to buy it, I'm just like, well, I'd rather buy more HUD instead. But I do think next year I need to DCA into the S&P 500 and Bitcoin. I think those are two separate accounts I need to make on Robinhood and not touch them. And every month, whatever I can throw into the S&P and Bitcoin, I just need to do it. And not.
Are you doing anything New Year's Eve?
As of now, no.
I am going to be hosting a New Year's Eve stream for everybody who is staying home and wants to talk about stocks. And I'm putting together a list of the shit I am buying in 2026.
Yeah, it just depends on family. I might be busy, but I think I should be able to. But I think we should do that stream regardless. Like 2026 things you're going to buy, and that's a good day to do those.
Yeah, because I have no interest in going out on New Year's.
Dude, neither do I. I don't like I don't understand people who go to New York to see a ball drop. Like, what is wrong with you?
Listen, if you're staying at a hotel or you know somebody that works in the city that has a view from their office and they invite you, that's one thing.
Yes.
You're standing outside and you can't leave to use the bathroom. There's nowhere to use a bathroom.
For 10 hours.
Like, what are you doing?
You have to get there in the morning or else there's no space. Like, I cannot believe. And everyone's drunk around you. So, like, just from a safety perspective, it's like, you really want to be around.
Like in all seriousness, guys, I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Like, I've lived near New York my whole life, and we have never, me, my friends, my family, have never had the desire to, like, we're going to stand for 10 hours in the cold to see a ball drop to say Happy New Year. Like, what? I want to be with the people I care about, but I don't want to just, like, stand there.
And the prices to go hang out at a restaurant that's anywhere over there is insane for the package.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth going to New York on a day like that.
100% it's not worth it. I mean, thankfully where we were on Thanksgiving Eve, there was nobody near there. I don't like going out on Thanksgiving Eve either. There's too many people drinking and driving.
Dude, even on freaking the day after Thanksgiving, it was so crowded when me and my cousin and my sister went. And it just, like, it makes it less enjoyable. Like, there's, like, fun. If you've never been to New York, it's fun to see all the people. But if you've been to New York, it's like, they're just people. They're, like, and they're just other human beings that are in your way.
So I sent you a picture, a B&H photo, because I was walking down 34th going to where I was going.
Yeah.
And even though we were over there the other month, I have not been to that area at night down at Hudson Yards. It is amazing what they built over there. It's amazing.
Have you seen in New York all the rickshaws that are playing Christmas music?
All the what?
The rickshaws.
The hell's that?
You don't know what a rickshaw is?
No.
You never heard of a rickshaw?
No, I think I've heard of it. It's not registering in my mind.
Okay, so let me show you. Because, I mean, you don't really go to Times Square that often, so.
No.
This
I
thing-
may walk to Bryant Park tomorrow just to get a couple hot chocolate.
The person driving a bicycle.
No,
in
I
New
didn't
York-
know. I actually did not know that's what they're called.
Yeah, it's a rickshaw. In
Okay.
New York, they have like 100 of these things, and they're all playing Christmas songs.
So
And I've never seen that before. And so, like, everywhere you go, you're hearing Mariah Carey or you're hearing the Christmas classics, Jingle Bells, and it's just like it was very Christmassy, but it was like a coordinated attempt to make it very Christmassy.
what did you think of Bryant Park when you were there?
It was overly crowded. My cousin and my sister went to get food. I tried to get a table for us. They spent an hour to get like a little bit of food because everything was like the food village was just like, it was not enjoyable. It was just like cool to be there, but
You know what's weird? So sometimes I'll take a call and I'll just walk because I don't need to be in front of a computer for it, but I gotta talk to somebody about it. And I'll walk to Bryant Park and I'll just walk through it and walk back to the office. And the amount of people that go there during the day just to sit at Bryant Park, it's never not crowded.
yeah. It's an iconic park.
Like it's legitimately never not crowded.
Yeah, it's a lovely place. I remember going there when I was like 15, 16 years old. Like it was a great time, but now it's just like there's a lot of people, so you have to be ready to deal with all those people there. But I still love New York. I still think New York's the best city in the world.
I mean, it is, but at some point Miami's going to take it over.
I think Miami's getting a lot of people to leave, but I still think like if I could afford to live in New York and like be a big shot in New York City over Miami or Chicago, I would pick New York in a heartbeat. Because it's New York. Like if you get a chance to be a big shot in New York, which means you have to be making a lot of money because it's not easy to live there and be a big shot. It's easier to be a big shot in Miami and make less money because there's a difference. New York, you've got to be making real money.
See, I don't know about that.
Well, it depends on the definition of big shot. Like when I think big shot, I'm like dreaming big. Like I'm thinking like you have a condo on a roof on a high rise that's like overlooking the city.
Okay.
Like that's already millions of dollars to even, so like you could get a similar condo in Miami. Maybe you don't need like that many millions. You probably need at least one or two. But it's like Miami. It's like a nice view. It's not, but it's like it's not New York. There's something beautiful there's something magical to the city.
Look, as much shit as I talk about New York, there's no city like it. And when I was walking on the West Side, I remembered why. It is unbelievable what they fucking built up in New York, but at the same time, Miami's really freaking expensive to live that life.
It is. It's 100%. It is, especially if you're going to be doing all the things in Miami, like the clubs and all that stuff, like the alcohol. Like it's expensive. It is.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. New York is something else. Also, something else. Like, I don't know. You want to call it? I didn't realize what time it was. You got to get up early.
I just realized 11:40. Yeah, I think we call it.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining. We appreciate it. And Amit will be on tomorrow morning. So please watch him.
Did you enjoy your day off from work or no?
I wrote 2 articles and I did 2 streams. And I worked.
So it was a productive day.
Yeah, sure.
Dude, you don't know how to vacation.
This is how I vacation.
No, vacation is you sit on the couch and do nothing.
That's not, no.
We got to get you to do that one of these days. Just nothing. No article.
Listen, before I started streaming, that's what I was doing at night, laying on the couch and watching TV.
That's true. Every time I call you, you'd be watching something. That's true.
Now I'm streaming.
Now you're streaming.
Now I'm streaming.
Well, 11,000 subscribers in a month and a half is not easy. So you're putting in the work.
Just like Johnny Utah, Bodie said, now you're surfing.
I totally understand that reference.
I'm sure you do. Utah, give me 2. 2.
Great reference.
There's a meatball shop. 2 blocks. Right on Utah. Give me 2. Point Break is such. Oh my god! I'm gonna try to watch that this week. I'm so gonna try to watch that this week.
I don't need to watch it because I already know, but it's great.
Point Break is just Bell's Beach, Stratton Oakmont, Bell's Beach, the 50-year storm.
I have no idea what the fuck you're saying.
Oh my god. The Bodhisattva. Unfreaking believable. Unbelievable. You know what movie's a fun movie to watch I haven't watched in a while? National Treasure.
I've heard. Is that Nicolas Cage?
It is.
Yeah.
It's actually a fun movie to watch.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Everybody, thank you very much. Amit, just stay on for 1 sec.
All right. Later, guys.
Amit, we'll see everybody tomorrow, and I'll be on with Tanner tomorrow night. See everybody later. Thank you for joining. Have a great night.